Hello again, Floyd here. I just finished doing the fifth commandment. I'm going to do the sixth commandment. It is October the 13th, 2025 at 3:03 in the morning. And this is a recording, an audio recording I did July 17th of 2014, 11 years ago. And so we're going to go into the sixth commandment. And let's see what I had to say back there 11 years ago.
The sixth commandment on this tape also. The sixth commandment is that thou shalt not kill. Okay, thou shalt not kill. Now, God says that even if you imagine hate towards somebody, that you're actually killing them. Okay? So even if you think bad things against somebody and you don't actually do it, it's just like you've done it because you've thought it. You go to the recording I've done on the imagination, okay? That'll make it a little clearer just how strong the imagination is. But that's what he says. But he says, thou shalt not kill. Now, he doesn't specify and say, thou shalt not kill this, and thou shalt not kill that, and thou shalt not. He just says, thou shalt not kill. Okay, now kill would be taking the life of something. All right? So, thou shalt not kill. Now, we know that this could be in the mind. If you think hateful thoughts towards somebody, that's like killing them, because you're killing their spirit, right? And killing always is there's an anger there. There's an underlying anger and a feeling of justified vengeance. Okay, remember what God says about vengeance. He says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So now, God put certain things on this planet for food for us, and he describes them in his word, which ones are good for us to eat and which ones aren't. And so if a person is going out and they're killing animals for food, well, that's what some of them are there for. Now you need to find out which ones you're supposed to eat, okay? But they're there for food. But now if you go out and you go hunting to kill for the sake of killing, no, that's not right. That's not right. That wasn't the intent. To go kill a living thing for the sake of killing it. You know, those people usually have an aggressive nature.
Yeah.
Something in them that killing, that satisfies something in them, you see? And it's not of God.
Listen to the budgie. Check that budgie out when I'm talking through these videos. He comes on at some pretty interesting times on the topics I'm talking about.
Okay, that's not God, something that God is providing to be satisfied. Now, even killing now, like I've done these things in my past. Remember when I say on these recordings, what I'm saying, this is for me to learn too. It's not just for you. I don't, I learn all these things too. I listen to these tapes over and over again to hear what he said. Okay, and sometimes I change my focus.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll learn things on these tapes that I might not quite realize before.
We're all on a journey.
But even when you look at ants, somebody think you see an ant walking on the sidewalk and you step on it and you kill it because it's an ant. Like, why? We've all done it. Why? Why kill that ant? What's that ant doing to us? What is that ant doing to us, to her? He's just on his merry way doing his thing. Whatever God had him on the planet to do, he's on his way doing that purpose. He's not hurting anybody yet. We'll go up and we'll step on it for no reason.
Yep.
Or spider, or any other body.
I don't do that anymore.
You see, because a lot of times we don't understand that everything has its purpose. God didn't create anything without it having a purpose for being created. They all have their little chores to do.
Yeah.
Okay? But yet we'll go up and we'll kill them. So I don't think that that's right. When he says thou shalt not kill, he says thou shalt not kill.
That's right.
Okay? He doesn't say it's okay to kill insects, it's okay to kill animals, it's just not okay to kill man. No, he says thou shalt not kill. Okay, so killing with an intent just for the sake of killing is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if I step on an ant, and I still make a mistake sometimes, a bug will come at me and I'll kill it, and I'll go, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why did I do that? I didn't have to do that.
That's an understanding of knowing that everything, those are all God's creatures. Every bug, insect, bird, animal, they're all part of God's creation, and they all have a purpose. Okay? No matter what it is, they have a purpose. They would not be here if they didn't have a purpose. And so for us just to go kill a bug because it's a bug, You know, it shows the bug's a little more intelligent than we are.
Reaction. But see, at least God knows my intent. He knows that I would have rather not done that.
Yeah.
You see? Because He knows the heart. Can't trick Him. Can't say that when you don't mean it, because He knows the truth. He knows your heart. But see, now when I see ants, I just try and shoo them out of my way. You know, or I just won't do them. I'll watch them. Geez, you ever watch an ant? Just watch an ant sometimes. See the work that he does. They're amazing little guys. Any kind of bug, just follow him on the ground.
Yeah.
Just follow him, see where he's going. Watch him. You know, watch a bee in a tree, in a flower, doing his thing, pollinating it. That's part of creation. We need the bees.
You know, when you're going along and the birds go by and they start singing and squawking, do you stop and look at them? Or do you just, it's a bird going by, you know what I mean? Don't even pay attention to it. Where I am, as soon as eagles, if I see eagles, I'll stay there until they're out of view just to watch them things soar. The majesty of them. Or birds, to see the two doves, love doves, you know, you see one, you know there's another one around somewhere, and I always look and I find it, it's there, right? We'll be sitting around, and the birds will come around us and they'll start singing, squawking, and talking. We talk to them. They talk back to us, and we feed them. Did you ever try that? Paying attention to the natural things that are around you? Did you ever feel a tree? Okay? Go put your hand on a tree sometime and clear your head and see what energy you feel coming out of that tree. Remember, that tree's grown from the ground up. The energy that's in that tree is coming from the ground up. Try it sometimes. These things you just walk on by, no idea the free entertainment that God has provided for us on this walk in this life.
We got bees, have the bees to pollinate things.
Yeah.
So that we can have flowers and we can have food. Don't be killing bees. We're already short of bees.
Yeah.
All the pesticides and everything that we use in this world. You know? Try not killing anything.
Yeah.
Knowing that that's His will. Thou shalt not kill. Because who really benefits from any kind of killing?
Usually one side.
Really.
Pretty self-checked.
I mean, if you're killing for food, that's a different thing. You're killing to supply your family with food.
Yeah.
But if you're killing for the sake of killing, where's the benefit of that? Where is the long-term benefit of that? Oh, yeah, we had a good day hunting today. We went out and shot a bunch of things, and yeah, killed some squirrels and blah, blah, blah. Okay, what? How long is that going to last? Oh, you'll be out there tomorrow doing the same thing? Just kill, kill, kill?
Yeah.
Wrong attitude.
Yeah.
Wrong attitude towards nature. Wrong attitude towards God's creation. You see? But that's that thing in man. That's that flesh. That's that aggressiveness. That's that thing wanting to be power and command over something else. To have something else's life in your hands, and then you take it. Then what? You feel like you're more powerful? Right? Doesn't make you more powerful. You already have power over the animals. That's what he says. We already have the power over the animals. I don't need a gun to have power over animals. Now, there are certain situations, of course, where, you know, that killing is necessary. If you have an animal that's rabid or something that's attacking, well, then you have to defend yourself. That animal is not normal. Okay? But just for the sake of killing, it's just wrong. It's just wrong.
That's just that's the savage in man. That's what they call it. They call it well, we were all hunter-gatherers at one time, people say. So that's just a thing in man, right? Of providing and the aggressiveness and just the way that man has been brought up, right?
You don't kill for the sake of killing.
No.
That's a bad attitude. That's a bad approach to life. So in this tape we've covered, we've covered honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt not kill. Honor thy father and thy mother, they shall not kill. You know, a lot of people that do kill other people, it's because they've come from a pretty rough upbringing. So these two kind of tie into each other.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not honorable parents raising your children the right way in the knowledge of God, then if you're not teaching the knowledge of God, they're learning something. Okay? They're learning the ways of the world.
Yeah, there's proof behind that. You know, you can look at alcoholism goes from generation to generation, like aggressiveness, theft, people just fall into that type of lifestyle. It's just, children grow up in it, and it's, it continues on, right, until somebody breaks the chain.
They're trying to learn how to deal with the things of the world by themselves without the assistance of God. Okay? And I mean, and that's almost impossible for adults to do, let alone children, to be able to handle the things of this world without any kind of assistance, without a mother and a father that are honorable. Okay, that they're just, and not and they need to be taught up in the Word, taught up in the knowledge of God, so they learn His principles, so they don't go and become violent against the things that are violent against them in the world. You see, it's a big picture. Parents, you have such a responsibility to bring those children up in the knowledge of God, so they will learn these things.
Yeah.
They'll learn about honoring mother and father. They will learn about thou shalt not kill, and what the ramifications of that are, what the attitude, the personality that creates in a human being of that killing. Okay? It's almost barbaric, uncivilized towards somebody else. And people that are like that, they don't know God. They do not know the Word of God, the principles of God, probably because they've never been exposed to it. And they need to be exposed to it.
Yeah.
So honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not kill. The next one, which would be the 7th.
Well, that's the 6th, and that's thou shalt not kill. So I think you can get the idea what he's saying, that killing is not always a physical thing either. What we create in our mind, if you think like something against somebody in your mind, like, or like you hate, you're actually, you might as well do it in the physical, because what you think in your mind is all, you're actually creating it in the spiritual. It's what he tries to explain to us. So this killing attitude, that's an aggressiveness. And I think he made it pretty clear. But it's the only way to break this kind of thing, like people's aggressiveness, is they don't have an answer other than to handle the aggressiveness. They let their circumstances dictate who they are, because they don't have the knowledge in the book that was provided by your Creator to help you live through these things and battle these things and overcome these things that are overcoming you in your life right now. So, these are some things to think. This is what the 10 Commandments is all about. When you break it right down and look up some of these words, look up the definition of kill, in the dictionary, and go to the thesaurus, and honor these things, honor thy mother and father. Look up the definition of honor so you get more depth of what he's actually saying, rather than just looking on the page, right, and saying, oh yeah, I know what honor is. Well, maybe you don't. Well, I know what kill represents. Well, maybe you don't. Okay? Like I've done this with other things. When I did it with thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. By looking in the dictionary and looking at the thesaurus, you get a whole different meaning of what he's saying there. Most people think that's saying God damn and Jesus Christ out of context. And you listen to that commandment on taking the Lord's name in vain, you'll see that's not what he's talking about at all. Nowhere's near it. But you only know that by looking in the dictionary and in the thesaurus to find out what the definition of these words are that he's using to say, right? And then you'll find the depth of it, because most people just read the commandments off and they just get the surface meaning of what the words say, but they don't look at what those words are meaning. So with that, I'm going to end this one now. These are short ones, but like, share, subscribe, and all that helps it get it out. Like I always say, it's not about me, it's about clarity. The more we can get these kind of messages out in this day, that people will have some kind of armor, some kind of something to be able to use in order to put up with what's going on in the world right now. In Canada, we're looking at there thinking I'm bringing the old digital ID into here, just like they tried in Britain. Now, Britain has slowed it down by coming uprising in it, and you're either going to stand up against this craziness in this world, and the only way you're going to know how to do that is if you know what's in that book that he provided you for this day. So you can recognize the day that you're living in and the signs to look for and what to do and how to survive and walk in your faith. Because otherwise, it's gonna get rough. It's gonna get real rough, okay? What I've seen in my lifetime, man, oh man, is it changing fast. With that, God bless. I hope you and your family are walking under the wings of His protection every day, and that you're doing something to help somebody else who could use a little bit of help. And with that, God bless, and I'll see you in number 7.